Hey everybody, my name's Jackson, and I'll be doing my speech today on smiling, and particularly how smiling changes our dialogue with ourselves as well as our dialogue with other people. Um, so the article that I read was all about smiling as a means to change our intrapersonal and interpersonal relationships. Now, their findings concluded that smiling while we're anxious helps our interpersonal relationships, so our relationships with other people, but it does not really help our intrapersonal relationships, so our dialogue with ourselves. Um, now, let's get into it and talk about the interpersonal relationships and the benefits that smiling has for those. The study found that the positive or negative consequences of using expressive dissonance or expressive suppression are likely attributable to impressions by others. Now, I'll explain that a little bit. Expressive dissonance is just smiling, and expressive suppression is like a poker face, just a blank face. And so, the positive or negative consequences of smiling or a poker face are attributed to how we're perceived by others more than any attitudes for ourselves. Now, this is pretty consistent with the existing research out there. It seems pretty well known that if we smile more, we're perceived as more friendly and approachable. However, the next finding that expressive suppression or dissonance did not help regulate one's emotions, given an observed lack of effect of interpersonal factors, that's really what's new here. The fact that smiling doesn't really change our internal state all that much if we're anxious, that is not really consistent with prior research, and so this study is kind of taking a stand that not many studies have taken. So I want you to think about that. Next time someone tells you to just smile to improve your mood, I want you to take that with a grain of salt. Think about Jackson. Now, the final thing that the article talked about, or the study talked about, I should say, is about the disparity between men and women. It talked about how non-smiling men and non-smiling women were judged differently, with the women being judged more harshly than the men, and being judged as more or less approachable, I should say. And so I thought this was just an interesting piece of information to bring up, and just how some of this information applies in the real world. That just seems like another hurdle for women on the path to equality, and so just something for all of us to be aware of. So thank you for your time.